If you're Hugh Jackman, why would you possibly want to be Wolverine? That's the question that non-comic book fans will be asking when they go see X-Men Origins Wolverine. After all, if you're Hugh Jackman and you can sing and dance and be the big Australian hunk in movies like Australia, why would you choose a role that has you basically acting like Clint Eastwood on steroids? Of course, the whole show in X-Men Origins Wolverine is supposed to be Hugh Jackman, but I have two words to say to that: Taylor Kitsch. Now that is a terrible name for an actor, but it's also the name of a great actor. If you've watched TV's Friday Night Lights, you've seen Kitsch as Tim Riggins, who absolutely manages to update James Dean for the new millennium. He's a crazy mixed-up athlete who basically knows what he's doing and has great instincts for everybody, even if he always can't act on them. He's the secret weapon of X-Men Origins Wolverine, because he shows up late in the game as Gambit, a character that apparently the X-Men universe guys are all nuts about, and finally makes his appearance in an X-Men-derived film. Now, I don't even exactly know what Gambit does. He does something about releasing the explosive force that's innately inherent in inanimate objects, I think. But Kitsch has something in his eyes. He's got a real dazzle. He suggests that he has a real career as a movie star, and he's the only element of surprise in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, of course, is terrific as Wolverine. X-Men Origins Wolverine is not the worst comic book movie ever made. It's not even close to Elektra or Daredevil. And it does give you the hope that other X-Men movies are in the offing for the future, maybe even others with Jackman as Wolverine. The problem with X-Men Origins is that there are so many origins in it. Just getting Wolverine to the point where he becomes Wolverine is a headache, but then you have Team X, this wild group of mutants that the evil Colonel Stryker has assembled during the Vietnam era, and you have a whole group of mutants that Team X mutants are gathering together for Stryker in some mysterious island. Basically, it's like a variety show done with vaudeville acts that are all mutants. It does give you some things to ponder: patricide, fratricide. I thought at one moment there was going to be incest, but I was just looking at the wrong character. I guess for me, the biggest question, apart from what Hugh Jackman is doing spending his time as Wolverine, is what Liev Schreiber is doing spending his time as Sabretooth. Basically, if you saw the really mediocre, borderline terrible, actually, movie Defiance, you'll realize that Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine are basically playing off the same chemistry that Liev Schreiber and Daniel Craig did in Defiance. It's actually a little more believable here, but not much.
Kiki, Nadja, Charlize, it's not gonna work out for us.
Tell me you're not breaking up with me on a conference call.
Don't listen to these ladies, they are crazy.
Romantic charm of any kind or duration is exactly what Matthew McConaughey lacks in Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. This has to be the worst high-concept movie of all time. It's basically Scrooge, except that McConaughey isn't an erotic miser. He's just a guy who likes to spread his sexual favors around. What he lacks, apparently, are feelings, and that's what kills me about these kind of chick flicks. Guys like McConaughey in Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, they do have feelings. They're just shallow and self-absorbed feelings. Fortunately, apart from the obligatory loving brother, and possibly the hysterical, though adoring fiance of that younger brother, the only character who has deeper feelings than that is Jennifer Garner, the divine Jennifer Garner, who plays the woman that McConaughey really should learn that he's in love with. I don't know if Cary Grant could have made a good movie out of Confessions of Girlfriends Past. But McConaughey is such a loser in this kind of role that you wonder how he's remained bankable, basically playing the same narcissistic jerk film after film after film. McConaughey is acting exactly the way he did 15 years ago. In Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, at the very least, he's an argument against eternal youth.
I'm gonna take you back through all your past girlfriends.
We dated for 2 days.
For an hour.
For 48 seconds.
Oh my God, it's Jenny!
Hey!